Greetings, what's up, and a very warm welcome to the channel. The sun is hiding and the magpie is casting. Coming to you guys right now with week 3 of the Homeworld Deserts of Khanneph ESL action. So yes, this is the beginning of a brand new weekly ESL tournament featuring Homeworld Deserts of Khanneph, which is an incredibly spicy and just pretty much downright awesome RTS, which I've been enjoying the hell out of recently. Can very much recommend. Now, let's see, is there anything else I need to talk about before we get started? I don't really think so. So without further ado, let's go forward and introduce the two players here. We have got spawning in the south. Oh dear, is this going to be very difficult to tell who's who? Wait, let me just reveal all, because they're both playing as Khanneph. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Spawning in the south, playing as the Khanneph forces with white on white stripes. It is going to be New Age of Power. Whoops, again with the overzoom. I need to get better at that. And spawning in the north, playing as the Khanneph forces likewise, playing as the red and yellow stripe, it is gonna be Tren. So, New Age of Power, I had the pleasure of casting him last week when he was not playing as Khanneph. This is the first time on the channel and in the ESL that I've had the honor and privilege of casting these new Khanneph forces. For those of you who don't know, this was a DLC faction that was came out relatively recently. They are based on the Galzian faction, so they're sort of a Galzian type faction, if you like, but they have a number of differences which do make them play very differently. Now, I must confess, I myself have been playing Homeworld Deserts of Khanneph quite a bit recently as the Khanneph forces, and I have been just enjoying the hell out of them. They are really, really, really cool. And we might be about to see one of their cool early units come out now. This is going to be the Blast Drone. Their base runners can construct these remote control suicide units. Think of them like Banelings. Here's a Blast Drone on the field now, and he goes straight for these Sand Skimmers. Boom, takes out 2 of them, so very nice there. The Blast Drone costs 150 CUs, as you can see here in the bottom right of the screen. But, you know, for killing 2 Sand Skimmers, that's worth 200, so that's clearly worth it. Now, it looks like these Sand Skimmers are probably going to get this base runner, so that's a little unfortunate there for Tren. And let's just take a look here. Seemingly, Tren going for a little bit more of an economical opening, whereas New Age of Power here content to commit his production cruiser to the middle of the map. Now, he's going to be rewarded, I think, by taking out this this base runner, but he's lost another 3 Sand Skimmers, I think. So he's lost 5 Sand Skimmers for 2 Blast Drones, going to be 3, and a base runner. So that's it's near enough even, but I think actually, New Age of Power still comes out ahead on that one. Here comes the Blast Drone again. Oh, New Age. New Age taking grievous casualties. It's nice to see the Blast Drone used so aggressively, and both players are pretty much funneling their resources into the situation. Wow, amazingly enough, Tren here is going to get the pickup on this artifact, which means that this base runner here for New Age of Power is going to have to go across and find another artifact to pick up. Not the end of the world, but not exactly the most convenient thing either. And this is one of those weird maps where actually you can see here New Age of Power spawns closest to Tren's extraction zone, and Tren here spawning in the north spawns closest to New Age of Power's extraction zone. So it's very easy to defend, very hard to extract artifacts on this map. Now, seemingly, let's see, okay, I'm guessing refinery mode for the production cruiser must be nearly done here for Tren. Of course, because this is the Homeworld Deserts of Khanneph replay view, I'm unable to actually check the tech of the player who is red. So that is not a thing I can confirm. For New Age of Power, Railgun Fabrication is on the way. No sign of Production Cruiser Refinery mode, and he's coming in here for damage, actually. This is like 6, this is actually 7 unopposed Sand Skimmers. Actually, I say unopposed. The first assault ship hits the field now, but it looks like a salvager or 2 have already been hemorrhaged here, so this is actually pretty dangerous times already here for Tren, who's trying for this macro opening, but it may not be viable. Oh dear. Okay, so 2 assault ships are out now. That's going to be enough to chase away these Sand Skimmers and the production cruiser. This production cruiser may actually be a little vulnerable here. Meanwhile, behind this, New Age of Power does secure himself an artifact. Whilst the scuffle's going underway here, I'll take a second just to discuss the Khanneph cruiser here. Sorry, the Khanneph carrier. This is one of the bigger differences with this new Khanneph faction. Similar to Galzian, they have self-repair and weapon systems, but completely differently from Galzian, they have mobility support as a system you can upgrade. Now what that does, as you can see here in the bottom left, it enables you to buff the movement speed of units around either your production cruisers or your carrier, so the aura comes from both of them, both of those 2 types of unit, and yeah, it makes your units move faster. It's actually quite noticeable and very cool. The other thing is the Khanneph missile system. Now this charges a number of missiles equal to the number of clips of power, so 1 for 1, 2 at 2, 3 at 3, 4 at 4, and 5 missiles when you have all power into the system, which you can then fire like cruise missiles within a modest radius around your carrier. They have some range, probably about the same as an unupgraded siege cruiser in terms of range. So yeah, and those missiles recharge very quickly, so you can fire them like, I would say, every 5 or 6 seconds you can fire a salvo of them. And they have very small splash, but if you do hit, they do good damage. It's very much a skill shot thing, and it rewards players who can multitask firing their missiles constantly, whilst also, you know, getting the most out of all their units and managing their economy and so forth. So it's actually a really cool thing, and I've been enjoying the hell out of it. It also enables you to be very tactical with the Khanneph carrier, positioning it in areas of the map where it can threaten opposing like areas you want to threaten, whilst also controlling areas you want to control and defend them. So anyway, it's a pretty cool thing. I'm really enjoying the Khanneph right now. There are some other differences, but I'll cover them when there's a better moment, because right now we've got 3 assault ships hooning on this base runner. You just see it go down there, artifacts going down with it. There are 2 assault railguns here though, who are going to just absolutely just take care of these assault ships here for New Age of Power. There's a nice choice here, countering the assault ships nicely. I love the way that we're actually seeing assault railguns be used a little bit more these days. So the assault railguns are faster than the assault ships, and they basically want to kite them, and that's how they're going to take these fights. Now, one of them actually here getting focused down pretty nicely here. Trend focusing on this one here, but again, of course, Galzian units can all repair as soon as they're out of combat, so you can expect to see the health coming up on this assault railgun pretty rapidly. And we're up to 3 assault railguns now against 5 assault ships, but I worry here because refinery mode for Tren has finished. You can see these salvages are actually mining to this production carrier. So Tren here is firing off of nearly 2 bases, 1.5 right now. As soon as he gets some more salvages across, he'll be harvesting on 2 bases. Hang on a second though. In the middle, the assault railguns are almost getting run down. They're desperately kiting here. Fighting for all their worth, and some heavy railguns coming out. Uh-oh, this heavy railgun is just a freebie. This heavy railgun will just get absolutely slaughtered here. Oh, that's a big shame here for New Age of Power. That would have been a nice unit to bolster this force, but he's not going to have it. Anyway, and another production cruiser. So Tren here going full on macro. He is going up to, so he's got 2 production cruisers. He'll be looking to have 3 mining locations very soon. And now look, Tren is actually even reaching across the map with these assault ships, and there's nothing here at home to defend. New Age of Power, his carrier lies exposed, so a nice splitting of forces here. And also look, he's going for sand skimmers. Sand skimmers counter railguns very nicely, so this is going to be, if he gets enough sand skimmers, you see the amount of damage the sand skimmers can do to their assault railguns is actually disproportionate to their value. So these sand skimmers are super effective, if you like, against the assault railguns. Picking off one of them for just 2 or 3 sand skimmers already is nice. And I imagine that the sand skimmer production here will just be fast enough that Tren can hold this fight at home, and it looks like he's actually going to just slaughter the economy here of New Age of Power. So barring a miracle, I'm actually struggling to see how New Age of Power is going to come back in this game. He put all his eggs in this aggressive basket, but Tren was able to macro enough to defend and push around the side with a wing of assault ships here, which has knocked out all 6. Wow, all 6 of New Age of Power's resource salvagers. So he's going to need to build 6 more salvagers, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. Somehow all of these assault ships, these assault railguns are still alive fighting these sand skimmers, but there goes one, and there goes another very shortly, I would have thought. And like, there we go, that's the cruise missile you just saw being fired here from the Khanneph carrier, being used to defend a little bit here. Now, like I say, they're very much skill shots. You have to predict your opponent's movement, and there's a travel time on that cruise missile, which is proportionate to the distance the cruise missile has to travel. So the Khanneph carrier, it's so satisfying if you land a few hits with the cruise missile salvos. It looks like here, New Age of Power isn't done. These assault railguns are getting really annoying. They've been joined by assault ships now to help counter against the sand skimmers. Oh no! But these assault ships just are able to get on top of the assault railguns and mug them. And this is now very much a fair fight. 3 assault ships versus 3 assault ships. And I believe New Age of Power is going to have to respect that and fall back. He has built 1 more salvager, and he's building additional salvagers, but I think he's decided to call in the carrier here and use it in an offensive position. So I don't know, I think this is a little bit of a forlorn assault though, because these are assault ships that were taking out the salvagers in the south of the map here. Tren's assault ship's going to come back and help pincer New Age's little assault here, so I mean, this is just too many guns, right? There's nothing New Age can do here, and here comes another cruise missile. Getting a near miss there, you saw some splash damage inflicted onto this assault ship and this production cruiser, so more assault railguns being built now, but I just think he's hemorrhaging resources and units so fast. Tren is mining off of 2 locations very soundly here. The Khanneph carrier is moving out across the map, even 2 sand skimmers here for Tren, coming down into the southeast of the map to try and find if there's any additional mining activities. Tren's going to be very happy to see no mining activities going on there, and yep, New Age of Power is going to GG out. That means that in this best of 3 series, in the round of 8 of week 3 of the Homeworld Deserts of Karak ESL tournament series, smooth casting. It is going to be New Age of Power. Sorry, it's going to be Tren, damn it, who goes up 1 game over 0. New Age of Power got some catching up to do if he wants to stay in this tournament. And I'll be coming at you with game 2 of this series pretty much now. So hello and a very warm welcome back. You're joining me now for game 2 between New Age of Power and Tren. They are both playing as Khanneph, so we've got a KVK, if you like, going on here. Game 1, it was New Age of Power who fell victim to Tren's macro opening. New Age of Power getting very aggressive, moving out with his production cruiser, attempting to put on pressure with assault railguns, assault ships, and sand skimmers. But Tren was ultimately able to outproduce him and took some very nice fights, also able to backstab effectively while still defending. And it was Tren who took the first game, so New Age of Power here must win the next two games if he's to stay in this tournament. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at this map and where the 2 players are spawning. So spawning down here in the south, playing as the Khanneph forces, it is going to be New Age of Power, and you can tell his forces, they've got the double white stripe on them, so 2 white stripes, that's New Age of Power. Spawning in the north, oops, also playing as the Khanneph forces with the yellow and red stripe, it is going to be Tren. It is going to be Tren. So yeah, we'll have to see if the players are going to mix up their openings or if we're going to see something similar to what we saw last game. You have to imagine New Age of Power not going to be feeling too confident. I believe the map here is Galzian territories, so one of the newer maps in the pool. Very excited to see it, and this is actually probably only the 2nd game I've cast from this map. So hello, I just heard something explode. Oh, looks like wow, Tren getting on these, getting on this extraction very quickly, setting the survey charges there, and opening up that 2nd resource patch very soon. So, if New Age of Power was paying attention, he will have heard that seismic charge go off, and he'll know that Tren's probably going to play this one in a macro style based on that. Sand skimmer here going to find the base runner of Tren here and begin harassing it. The base runner's going to put down this is a smoke screen which the Khanneph base runner has. This is the regular Galzian base runner does not have this. It has a self-repair and scanner. So anyway, going to put down a smoke screen to protect itself from damage for a while there. Not much damage and not for long, but it is going to build itself a blast drone to save itself. Looks like the production cruiser and 4 sand skimmers going to come in here unopposed right now for New Age of Power, so he could pick off a salvager. He would hope to here, perhaps 1 or 2. I don't know why he doesn't want to get closer. I would have gone in for that sand skimmer and at least forced my opponent to put the power into systems. You could probably have still gotten out with every single sand skimmer. It's very low risk, potentially high reward, getting that extra salvager, in my opinion. Blast drone here, going to be floating across the map. Here it comes. Now this blast drone is very, very dangerous to sand skimmers. Oh no, he's just going to go straight into it. Oh, that's a brutally good trade. Getting 4 sand skimmers. That's 400 CUs for just 1 blast drone, which is 150 RUs. So very nice play there from Tren, getting a massive lead there. And now there are kind of some sand skimmers out for defense here. He might not even lose this base runner. Tren, I think, playing this very nicely. Still with the defensive macro style. And it's going to be okay. So an artifact here for New Age of Power is on the way to being extracted. So that's positive. Now, if he sees this blast drone coming out here, which he should, now he should attach this sand skimmer to shooting that blast drone rather than the base runner. Is he going to do it? Oh no, actually the blast drone's going to go for this sand skimmer? That seems very odd.
High speed to target.
Okay, he's going to go for it though. Fair enough. And wow, getting some additional harasser. Now there are only 4 sand skimmers for the defending player Tren up here in the north, whereas New Age of Power has 5 in this location and a high ground advantage should he wish to use it. So this is actually a moderate position here. Sounds like that blast drone finally found the sand skimmer down here, and an artifact here for Tren is going to get swiped. But doing a very good job of disrupting the mining here and forcing both players to be on the same economy. I do like this here from New Age of Power, and this has actually gone much better this time than it has this in the first game. So New Age of Power already off to a better start here in game 2 of this best of 3. 1-1 the score on artifacts. You just heard the artifact of Tren being scored just to the south of the screen here, as I keep panning around to take a look at what's going on. Now here comes another blast drone moving out across the map here. Uh-oh. Oh no, the sand skimmer's here. Ah! New Age of Power, you got to pay attention. Split, split, split. Oh, is he going to split? Yeah, I don't think he's going to split in time. Oh no, that's going to be like 3 or 4. He gets 3. And that's, again, just very efficient for Tren, and it's these kind of trades that are going to buy him the time for his macro-based opening to pay off, because look, he has more salvages than New Age of Power, and I imagine he has refinery mode on this production cruiser already researched. Here come the sand skimmers to try and punch away these attacking units, but there's an assault ship out in good time, doing some fantastic damage to these sand skimmers, so very nice here from New Age of Power, getting those assault ships out in a timely manner, ahead of his opponent this time. Also, he's harassing down Tren's base runner here. These two sand skimmers doing some pretty good damage, and it is now 2 artifacts to just the 1 of Tren, and I think that this base runner will almost certainly die to these 2 sand skimmers before its friends here can come and help it. Yep, so no more artifacts will be retrieved here for for Tren. So I think this game's definitely going better for New Age of Power. I would feel much better if he would actually research Production Cruiser Refinery mode. He has the resources for it. Nope. He's going to go for Siege Cruiser Fab. Wow, New Age of Power is a real one-base man, isn't he? Does not like going for anything macro. But I mean, at this point in the game, he can kind of get away with it because his opponent has 4 salvages, which are like wasted money right now. And these assault ships are being very prickly. I imagine Tren right now may feel like he has to research railguns if he's going to push aside those assault ships and retake his second base. So whilst he's doing that, there's siege cruisers being researched for New Age of Power. So if Tren is going for those railguns, he will feel the sting of a siege cruiser when it arrives. The siege cruiser, of course, very, very decent against, you know, less than 4 railguns. Around about 4 or 5 railguns, the siege cruiser actually starts looking a bit silly and can get kited down. Now, actually, Tren has these 4 sand skimmers here. I'd love it if he just poked in and started trying to get a, or at least just being really annoying and trying to get a salvager with these. But it looks like he's happy right now just to garrison this second mining location here. So he'll know if New Age has designs on expanding his economy. And these assault ships here seemingly being microed quite well. I didn't see what that was. I think that may have been a blast drone hitting the line of assault ships, but didn't kill any of them, of course. Let's see, we're at 4 assault ships versus 5 here. So very soon, actually, Tren is going to have... Oh, here comes some cruise missiles coming on out. Using the additional power from the artifact that he swiped here is Tren. And trying to get a hit now. Now, a hit would actually turn this fight and make it look pretty cool. You can see the rate of fire, that it'll be ready for another one. Here we go. Pow, pow, there we go. 2 more cruise missiles coming out here. Nothing being... No hits being scored yet. But if New Age doesn't move from here, the next ones will hit. Okay, he's going to move.
Command verified.
Rally point acknowledged.
And New Age is all set to extract his 3rd artifact here. He has an assault ship guarding this base runner, so just in case these sand skimmers decide to go for the base runner, it is actually defended. So very nice decision making and force allocation there from New Age of Power. Very nice to see. Now the assault ships here. There's a siege cruiser out for... Oh, wow, so Tren was researching a siege cruiser as well. The siege cruiser using its indirect barrage here to spray down the retreat path. A couple of cruise missiles coming from the Khanneph carrier here. And this is very Khanneph style of fighting. Oh, the cruise missiles from the carrier hit. That is 3 assault ships down, combined with the assault ship fire here. And Tren has well and truly displaced this sieging force here from New Age of Power. New Age of Power very much on the retreat now. This siege carrier and the 4 assault ships can push here. There's nothing to stop them. A siege carrier from New Age of Power is now coming out, but it's going to be a long time getting here, and he may be able to pick off this lagging assault ship at the back here, might Tren. This is such a close game, actually. But Tren, I believe, has refinery mode, and he has these 4 salvages, so he can just immediately come out and grab this base. So actually, the advantage is with Tren now. The advantage is firmly with Tren. He also has the superior army because he has 4 assault ships, whereas right now New Age of Power has none. So New Age of Power is actually in a precarious situation here. He's going to have to be very careful. Is this another production cruiser? Oh my god, Tren also has 2 production cruisers. So actually, yeah, Tren taking the lead in almost every metric except for artifacts taken. Now, looks like New Age of Power is going to reveal the fact that he himself has a siege cruiser by firing in an indirect fire barrage here. It gets a little bit of damage onto 1 assault ship, but ultimately not worth it. And he's going to have to retreat and hope he can get up enough assault ships to hold this fight. Either that or hope that he can get the cruise missile hits with his mothership. Okay, you can see he's transferring power to his cruise missiles just now. Oh wow, an EMP was thrown. Oh whoa, so Tren has the EMP shell upgrade. Oh, and he uses it to catch this production cruiser. That was beautiful. Putting a lot of damage onto the production cruiser here. If the production cruiser goes down, then New Age of Power doesn't have another one, so he can no longer build sandskimmers or assault ships or anything like that. His siege cruisers, though, he does have two. New Age of Power has two siege cruisers here in this fight. The indirect fire barrages catch all of the assault ships here. All of Tren's assault ships getting manhandled by the siege cruisers here. But New Age of Power loses one of his siege cruisers here in the south. The damage absolutely real here. He needs to be firing his cruise missiles. He's got power in them. He's not firing them. Okay, he's not firing his siege missiles. His cruise missiles. That is. Seemingly, I think he forgot to use his cruise missiles there. That could have made a big difference. They could have actually tipped the fight here. EMP shell coming in, boom, going to actually not catch the siege cruiser. But the sand skimmers are going to pick off the production cruiser, and I just think there's no way back now. Tren mining on 3 locations. Tren has a lot of tech. Actually, New Age only needs 1 artifact to win. Okay, New Age should not quit this game just because there's a chance Tren might let him get away with one of these. But, I mean, he lost his second siege cruiser there as well. So what he needs to do is abandon mining, get his carrier out here, weaponize his carrier. He needs his carrier to be out here attacking. This is the only way he's going to ever take this fight. If he reveals this base runner, oh no, the forces of Tren are going to see this base runner, and that will be game. He's coming out too early. What he should have done is pulled these 2 units down here, played defensive until the timer on any of these artifacts was ready, and I don't think it can be this one. And then he needs to, he's replacing his siege cruiser, his production cruiser, in which case this is over. Replacing the production cruiser is a dead-end play. He's so far behind. His only chance was to try and steal an artifact with this expedition, and that involved bringing the carrier out to shield it, hiding it, and then trying to make a play with the carrier in these units. It's a bloody long shot, I will admit, but I think it's the only shot he had that was worth taking, because, I mean, is he really going to try and play a macro game here against Tren, who's this far ahead on 3 bases? I mean, I just can't see it happening. The base runner goes down. I don't know, New Age of Power here, and it just has no army and half the economy of Tren. Now, Tren doesn't exactly have a massive army, but I mean, he has a siege cruiser, an assault ship, and 4 sand skimmers coming in right now, and there's no answer for those. By the way, the siege carrier, the siege cruiser is one of the things which for the Khanneph forces is different to the Gaussian one. It has a direct fire battery and an indirect fire battery, so it has 2 different modes of fire that it can use. And having a direct fire ability turns the siege cruiser into more of a kind of honor guard siege cruiser hybrid. So it's a very different animal to the siege cruiser that you're used to seeing from Galzia. And he's going to deny mining off of this second location here. So the 2 production cruisers here for... I like New Age's idea. He's gone double production cruiser here to try and defend here. Okay, now the carrier comes out, and this is a really good idea. He needs this carrier fighting, it's his only hope. Another siege cruiser waddling across the map whilst Tren is also extracting another artifact here. How much money do we have here for New Age? Okay, so New Age has enough to build another base runner, which I would love to see him do. Now he's going to see these forces here. He's got 3 cruise missiles at his disposal, so this is actually reasonable. Here they go.
Base runner construction complete.
Oh, needs a little more lead up here with those cruise missiles. But I like the defensive positioning on this carrier. I think that's a really smart move. And actually, I expected him to be dead by now. So the fact that he isn't says that New Age is actually doing better than I thought. So that's pretty good. Now the carrier here is a little exposed. It's going to start taking some fire. Not able to find the hits with the cruise missiles either. 3 artifacts to 4 the score. So Tren has extracted a couple of artifacts behind us. A base runner here going to be exposed and taken out, I imagine, by a siege cruiser and some sand skimmers on that flank. Meanwhile, the siege cruiser and this assault ship going to come in for a little bit of a backstab here. Oh, they immediately find 2 salvagers. Uh-oh. And things are just kind of sliding out of hand here for New Age of Power. Oh, sorry. Finally getting some good hits with the cruise missiles though. That's really nice. Yeah, a series of good hits there for New Age of Power. Gets this siege cruiser down to like 2/3 or even nearly half of its health. Oh, more hits from the cruise missiles. Boom! And this Khanneph carrier beginning to pull its weight here in combat. Trying desperately to get the hits on this siege cruiser. Oh, but the production cruiser is taken out, I believe. Here it is. 1 production cruiser has been taken out. The other production cruiser is being taken out. A siege cruiser for Tren going down. But the balance of power here is just still so firmly in Tren's favour, and look, there are no salvagers left now. No salvagers left for New Age of Power. A massive wing of sand skimmers coming in here for Tren, who has base runners hauling all artifacts. Well, the only one which is alive right now. So the sand skimmer's going to come in. I imagine he'll just go for the base runner first. No, he's going to actually split here as Tren. No, he goes all of them onto the base runner. That seems fair. He knows the base runner has to be the priority target because if New Age of Power gets one more artifact, he will lose. Oh, the cruise missiles are actually very dangerous against packs of sand skimmers, so I like that. The blast drone also a good idea, but it's not going to be able to complete before this base runner is destroyed.
Destroy, Mark. Clear comms. Heating navigation update.
And I think that there's no way that New Age can stop this artifact from being extracted now. Tren here extracting this artifact. He has it covered with another base runner, 2 siege cruisers, and 11 sand skimmers. So that's pretty bad. Somehow there's still a production cruiser alive here for New Age of Power, who is going to start rebuilding salvages and trying to get some extraction done here whilst the carrier is out doing the fighting on the map. He's got, he could take his power out of, oh no, actually, making a difference again.
Carrier copies. Adjust course. Maintain fire. New course entered. Roll out. Systems go.
Salvager online.
I mean, this is very much like, I would say, I mean, this has to be unwinnable, right?
Active scan.
Tren needs actually one more artifact, so he needs this one plus one more. Okay, so New Age has more power to work with than I thought.
Lost.
But these
Failed. We must secure another artifact.
these sand skimmers kill all of the salvagers again for New Age of Power, and I don't know what to tell you here. Oh wow, is that? Oh dearie me, a precision bomber now on the field as well for Tren. He has now got. He's got how many precision bombers? 3. Oh my goodness me, that is quite the uppercut there. And now the sand skimmer's going to go for the production cruiser again. I mean, this is just slowly diminishing returns, and it's so hard to hit sand skimmers with the Khanneph carrier. Its cruise missiles very much not very effective. Oh, hits his own production cruiser there.
Salvager online.
And it is very hard to hit these sand skimmers with the Khanneph carrier. Borderline impossible, I would say. Okay, he gets a glancing hit on one of them there. And now the 2 siege cruisers are here to do some damage. I imagine that the bombers will be spooling up on the other side of the map. There is this weird bug where the bombers just like don't appear when they're landing. It's a very strange thing. And here's the winning artifact here being extracted here for Tren. New Age of Power putting up a good fight there, but unfortunately is going to be unable to progress to the round of 4. Oh, a brutal salvo here going to be slamming into this this carrier here. There's a railgun even on the field. There we go. So a railgun actually does pretty good damage against carrier. Whoa, sorry. A railgun make that 5. And that is going to be the end of the game on artifact score. So, wow. Tren looking pretty smart with the Khanneph there. Be interesting to see how far he's able to go in this tournament. He will make it, of course, to the round of 4. Semi-finals A will be featuring him. And I'm going to move on to cover match B in the round of 8, which will be coming up soon. Of course, I'll upload that separately. So, yes, expect to see that. Let me see, what are we on now? Tuesday. So it may be up this evening, it may be up on Wednesday. It depends if I get time to cast the whole thing right now. So yes, hooray! Hope you're enjoying week 3 of the Homeworld Deserts of Karak ESL tournament coverage. I know I sure am, because Khanneph are amazing. They're definitely they're my boys now. They're like my home faction for sure. I love them. So it's nice to see them in the tournament. And yeah, hopefully, well, we've got one Khanneph in the semi-finals. So woo! Be able to cast some more Khanneph action. So yes, for now, this is Magpie 842 signing out.